Hello and welcome to today's crystal ball stream. I have one set of new cards, so we'll be looking at those as well. So they are Feng Shui cards. I'm a huge proponent of Feng Shui. The energy in the space around us is just as important as our internal system, our own energy system. Tamika, hello. Kevin, hello. So I have got recently some cards on Feng Shui. They might not work super great as a reading, like a general reading, because depending on, they have like pros and cons, like good and bad things to do in the home. And if I pick one for you and it's like something that doesn't relate, like I don't have that item of furniture, or I don't have this, maybe it won't resonate, but maybe it might resonate for someone else. So yeah, we'll just have a little go of them since they are new anyway. But yes, so we have, I see people in, I see questions. So hello and welcome everyone. Go ahead and ask your questions, but I will go over the other cards that we have as well as the Feng Shui. So we have the Witch's Wisdom, we have the Sufi Wisdom, the Akashic, and some of the smaller decks, Moon Magic, Druid Wisdom, and Shadow Healing as well. And then, of course, the Feng Shui, like I just mentioned, might be a little bit interesting. Maybe, I pick one that doesn't resonate for you. We'll see. They are brand new, so we'll see. So let's see. And I think Tamika, hello. Kevin, hello. Jasmine, hello. I'm doing well. I hope you are all well. Kira says, does Tyrone want me? Okay. Yes, I do get a yes on that. Dorella, hello. Suns, hello. Kevin, when do you see me meeting my future spouse? Any month or year? Okay. So there seems to be a small possibility next year, but 3 to 4 years comes up a bit more prominent. So that could be if you're meeting in a certain area and you might not go, you might not choose to go, or something like that. Usually, if we have multiple opportunities to meet someone, maybe we don't go on that trip, or we don't, go to that cafe or location or wherever it is that we meet them. So it looks like a kind of low prominence for next year. 3 to 4 years is looking more likely. Kira says, does Otis really like me? Yes, I guess a yes on that as well. Tamika, will I develop keloid scars from using a 1.5mm derma roller on my face? Okay, so sorry if I pronounced that word wrong. Keloid, I'm not sure. Keloid, I don't know. I don't know it. But will you get this from using this derma roller? Okay. Guessing a no on that actually. Jasmine, why is Phil saying and doing the complete opposite of the channelings and readings? Okay. So there does seem to be a bit of a shift in him, but I'm looking, like delving deeper into it, just having a little thorough look at it. It does look more like a shift in his connection, a shift in his mindset in relation to the current connection, not in relation to you. So it feels a little bit like it's more so not being. I feel like he's been more sure for a long time that isn't going to last. That connection isn't going to last. Feels like a bit of a shift in his mindset and opinions around that, rather than the shift in his mindset and opinions around you. But yeah, there's still a shift in mindset going on there, unfortunately. Danini, hello and welcome. Kira, is Otis falling in love with me? Okay. So you get a no on that one. Now, of course, there can still be these care feelings that can eventually progress to love, but just doesn't really feel like it's there yet or at that point at the moment. Davella, is TL on my Facebook page snooping around? Okay. So it doesn't seem like it's happening frequently, but it has happened. Kira, is Tyrone starting to see when what he lost? Okay. Yes, I do get a yes on that. Kevin, if I do MSc Data Science and AI from BITS Polani online, how will my experience be like overall? Okay. So I'm definitely getting positive energy with her, but it's not coming through as your most abundant availability or your most abundant opportunity, if that makes sense. So it doesn't really seem like it's on the path to your highest abundance, but it doesn't look bad either. There's definitely not negativity with that. Isabella, Alina, hello, welcome. Sons, does Libra want me? Okay. There seems to be a little something there. It doesn't seem super strong, but there does seem to be a little something there. Tamika, what kind of job will I get in 2026 part time when I first get to Italy? Okay. So I'm definitely getting some kind of like it's like admin, but there's some customer service. Well, a lot of customer service seems to be front facing. Seems to be within. So I would say maybe like a receptionist type of thing because it seems like there's admin to it, but there's a front facing energy like not so much customer service like selling people things, but dealing with something one on one like that. Sarah, afternoon. This one early. This an early one. Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, the love cards are just quite early today. It's quite early compared to usual. I do have yeah. I'll have to give them a bit. Right. So yeah, so I have been putting or trying my best to put when I am coming live. And I know I didn't put a time for today, but I did put early, like it would be earlier than usual. If you're not seeing when I'm going to be live, I don't seem to be able to plan mobile streams in the same way I used to be able to plan. Like as you can probably know, if you're just a subscriber, you probably realize that the only scheduled streams are member streams, and you're probably like, why is there never a member stream, non-member stream scheduled? I don't seem to be able to schedule these kind of streams, so um, what I do is I post it on the post section. So if you keep a lookout on the post section on my YouTube, you should see in advance when I'm going to be live. Sometimes I will jump on randomly. I'll always jump on randomly sometimes, but I'm trying to plan the best I can. Like I put today will be early, I just didn't know exactly what time. So, okay, so a love card for Sarah. Very soon, very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Now, I feel like clearly deciding is just affirmation for you because I feel like you're pretty clearly decided about what you want. But yeah, keeping a focus on it, I guess, in a positive way as well. We can feel deflated, disheartened, and things like that at times. Guys, I really appreciate the likes on the video. If you haven't liked it yet, please do. But I really appreciate that. We got 10 likes pretty quickly in the first 10 minutes, so I'm really grateful. Jasmine, what are his thoughts about me now and the conversation we had? Okay. there seems to be a little bit of guilt and kind of feeling bad about things, and I feel like it perhaps it is because of this as well, because it's kind of it's unfair, because I do feel like, I feel like that I've seen that there's always been a bit of a kind of knowing that you're kind of there, even if there sometimes is this idea that you're going meeting other people, or that it's very possible that you move on and things like that. I feel like there's always a little bit of an idea that you probably are kind of still there in some way. So I feel a little bit like he, although he's saying things based on his current kind of mind change, I still feel like there's kind of a bit of guilt about that, and also, of course, feeling upset, because I feel like, as well, he doesn't really want to have a problem, or be a problem, or have problems with you, or anything like that. So yeah, I am feeling like there's kind of a um how do you say, not dwelling on it, but um yeah, like thinking of it, like kind of, yeah, dwelling on it, I suppose is the right word to use, I think. Like dwelling on it a little bit, kind of thinking, have I done the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Like, yeah, it kind of feels a bit like that. Kevin, how does A currently think and feel about me? Okay. So, so the energy, the emotions, they do seem pretty positive, which is good. But they also seem a little bit infrequent. Like, thinking about you isn't very often, and it doesn't really seem to be, you know, pushing forward. Like, feeling about progressing or momentum or anything. It's just kind of sitting with the feelings of you, not really thinking of intentions and actions. So it's positive, but it's just infrequent, and there isn't much kind of plan of action, if that makes sense. Free Annie says you look like you enjoy pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. I do not. I really don't. I tried it, and I think the pumpkin spice is actually too strong. But I do like chai, so I guess similar the similar demographic that you're trying to like paint on me. I like chai, so maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. I don't know, on the hippie-ish side. Hippie-ish side. I don't want to say that because I don't think of myself as a hippie, but um, Sid, thank you very much for the super chat. Will my mum ask what's in my parcel again? Okay. I actually do get a yes on that. Yes, I do. Thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Tamika, why did Simon attack me through spells and Scientology? Because of my future career, or because of love and jealousy? Okay. I'm actually getting love and jealousy there. Oh, I have another super chat. I see Felix. Hello and welcome. I do believe you are new. Hello and welcome. Can you summon a Jen, like I freeze? I'm not sure how you pronounce that, sorry. To fight Israel army or protect the is it Gazans? Sorry, I don't know, pronunciation on things I don't usually say. Not the best, but um, I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't agree with any kind of war or army or anything like that, so it's definitely a very valid request. Something, um, I, I, to be honest, so if I work on things that for things that are happening around the world, I don't generally talk about them. But maybe this is something that I could do more, because there is definitely events and things that I care where I do work on, and I do, not necessarily summoning Jin, because I'm more someone who will remove Jin rather than work with them. I work more on clearing the negative rather than summoning it, if that makes sense. So I do most of my magic. Well, all of my magic is white magic, but most of my magic is not to work with negative things unless it's releasing. Um, but protection, things like protection and things like that's probably more, you know, my street, my kind of thing. But yeah, so anything like that. So, you know, there's we talk about things in the chat. So if something's wrong with someone personally, or if someone wants to bring something to my attention that's going on. Of course, I do know about this going on. I think everybody does. But you know, if you want to bring anything to my attention, like any kind of anything that worries you in the world that's going on with people, even if it's things like natural disasters and things like that. You are very welcome to bring them to my attention or to request things like that. But I do work more on the side of removing the negative and protecting, rather than summoning like Jinn or something like that. But yeah, definitely something that we can do and think about and work on and all of those things. So yes, and like I said, if anybody has anything personal to them as well, it doesn't have to be something that's impacting, you know, the whole world or a whole group of people or a whole country. It doesn't have to be something like that. It can be you've just broke your arm and you want me to send some positive energy, or your, you know, your mother's sick, or you know, whatever it might be. You're very welcome to say that. But yeah, it's just that I will always kind of tailor things to the way I work, which is just more on that light and protection kind of side. But it's definitely a valid question to ask. So thank you for that, and welcome to the community as well. Um, and just seeing where we're up to on in the normal chat. But yeah, welcome to Secret Frequencies. I think Sarah. When will Richard tell me we are officially together? So the most prominent time at the moment is Christmas time, like around December time, you know? Moon Magic for Demini, of course. I'll show you your picture, since the writing's always back to front anyway on these, so the picture's probably better. Beauty raises my vibration. I seek it out for healing and joy. And this is something that I actually do talk about quite often, is beauty. So feel that the majority of people who gravitate towards me are quite beautiful within. They're usually empaths, spiritual people. I definitely feel Demini has beauty within. But if you do feel like you know, you want to raise your external beauties in some way. Maybe you want to do your hair, dye your hair, cut your hair, change your makeup, change your clothes style, you know, buy some new things, whatever it is. Emanating that kind of external beauty as well can be very positive, you know. When we think of nature, we think of peacocks and, you know, flowers and everything like that. They all show off a little bit. They all have beautiful bright colours and petals to attract bees or whatever it might be, attract their mate, you know. So your external beauty as well can help to raise your vibration when we're using it in this kind of positive way. You know, we're not only in the shallow energies. We're keeping in our deep energies as well. We can tap into that, you know. So yeah, the beauty within and without. Raising your raising your vibration. Hello and welcome. Oh, you're so sweet. Let me just get this super chat moment. Sid, will my mum believe what I tell her is in my parcel, or will she want to look? Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a feeling of if you're saying with confidence, you're telling her with confidence what you know. I do feel like you will be believed. Yes. I think it would be more if you kind of stumbled on your words a little bit, or you know, like thought about it a little bit, you know. Then maybe you would not. There would be some cause for like, why is she behaving? So why are they behaving like that? So sorry, so sorry. Um, AA, Ali's thoughts for me today. It actually seems like you haven't been on the mind today. It does seem like there's been a dream of you recently, so that came up. So I thought I would tell you that. But not particularly like you've been on in the mind, um, in conscious thoughts, if that makes sense. Suns and moon magic, of course. So you have life is conspiring for me, for you. So conspiring in a very positive way to bring you everything that you want, you know, really nice. Very nice one for you. Kevin, I saw a dream a few days ago where I thought I was texting A, but it wasn't him and they proposed me to. They proposed to you, like asked you to marry them. It's just because it says proposed me to. I'm not 100% if that's what you mean, but do let me know and I love the dream interpretation ones. I will definitely do that. Jasmine. Also with dream interpretation, guys, if you do ask me to interpret dreams, it can be important sometimes to, of course, give like as much detail as you can. I know you can't do that in the YouTube chat, but I do dream interpretation on my website. As much information as you can, and also feelings and emotions. You know, if something happens in a dream and you feel really happy, can mean something different than if it happens in a dream and you feel fear. You know, so yeah, just important note I would say. Jasmine, so what does this mean now overall with what he verbalized to me? Okay. I feel like I feel like mostly at this current moment, it feels like a step back, which is very unfortunate because you know it was very, I suppose, um, almost inactive for a very long time. It does feel like a step back, but I feel like the thing that could help at the moment, like the main support at the moment, is his conscious feelings of this and the things he's going over, like umming and ahhing about in his mind. So that if that kind of guilt and upset does, um, if he does keep thinking about that, he could turn back around, if that makes sense. So I think that's kind of the support at the moment. But yeah, at the moment, without that having any momentum to it yet, I feel like it's a bit of a step back. AA, how does Asha think about me these days? So it seems like kind of neutral. It seems to be a kind of neutral energy. Like there's nothing too negative, nothing too positive, nothing too um, frequent, nothing too infrequent. It seems kind of neutral. Tamika, how long after my pregnancy will it take for me to lose weight and return to pre-pregnancy weight? Okay. So I'm guessing 4 to 6 months on that. Kevin, in my situation, scenario, or place, oh sorry, in what situation, scenario, or place I might see or meet my future spouse next year, if possible? Will it be doing something related to Capgemini or work or studies? I'm guessing work come through. Work. And just to let you know, because it's been 23 minutes so far, um, I should be on for at least half an hour longer, but I'm waiting on my man to say he's just here. So when I get the message that he's just here, I will be jumping off. So, but I will be in at least half an hour. So, but I just thought I would say it now. I didn't want it to be like a super abrupt thing when he does come and I go, oh, got to go, bye. You know, so just letting you know. We have about half an hour from now at least. Sarah, will Richard's friend Jordan help Richard to make his mind up about moving in with me and our kids? And has this been on Richard's mind recently? So I'm getting a no to Jordan at the moment, but a yes to it being on Richard's mind recently. Bravito Cosmico, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome from Italy. Amazing. I guess I have been, and I really liked it. I would love to go back to Italy. I'm from the UK. Hello. AA, how did Asha feel or think after our conversation on last Sunday? Okay. It feels pretty positive. It feels a little bit like a weight being lifted, like maybe a relief in some way, or it could just be kind of like a feeling a bit lighter after it, just because it was positive. But it can be sometimes if we talk about things and they're not necessarily super positive, feeling a relief or a release in some way. But I would say it's positive. Kira, should I deal with Dominique or is he a player? Okay. Yes, I'm getting a player there. Jasmine, did you close the door on our connection? Okay. So I feel like that's kind of in the realm of the support energy that I'm talking about here, because it doesn't really feel like he's closed the door on your connection. It feels like he's reopened it in his previous connection, in his previous kind of current connection energy. He's reopened that one, but clo- hasn't thought about fully closing your one. So I think that's kind of the support, and I suppose we'll have to see how he navigates that, because opening that connection could be a mistake, or reopening that connection, should I say, because these kind of past tensions and issues don't feel like they just disappear because we suddenly want to give it a chance again, or, like emotionally. Kevin, if I ask my parents about BITS, Polani Online, MSc in Data Science, and they I, for me, will they allow me to enroll this year itself? I guess a yes on that. Tamika, will I leave in February to move to Rome, or will it be slightly later? Seems highly possible to be February, actually. Sarah, does my baby Richard not have autism and ADHD like his big brother does? Okay, so disclaimer for health, medical, mental health kind of questions. You're very welcome to ask them. Go ahead and ask them. I will answer them. Always say, you know, um, always check with the healthcare professionals as well. Appropriate healthcare professionals should always be consulted on any medical or health questions and things like that, as well as divination. Very welcome to do both, but it shouldn't really be just divination when it's medical and health based. But let's see. Let's see what the ball says. Yeah, it seems very, very unlikely. It seems very unlikely that he also has that. Has those, sorry. Um, AA, any card for you right now? Okay, AA. Let's do a love card. Let's do love. You got true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So the romance of a lifetime could be kind of the current person, could be the person on your mind, the person you're thinking about, person that you want, if that makes sense, or a person who's going to come in the very near future, because it's the current chapter, so it'll be very, very near future. But yes, it's true love. Very nice. Marianne says Feng Shui. Yes, of course. So I should have said Feng Shui comes in kind of sections. It's bedroom, hallway, bathroom, kitchen, living room, and dining room. And also you can choose Feng Shui that's good for study. But I'm going to choose for Marianne. Let's have living room. We'll have living room for Marianne. So there we are, and by the cards, Feng Shui your home, very cute. So Marianne has living room, and it says bad. So art hanging up sad or uninspiring artwork. If it's sad or uninspiring, that is negative. Brings bad energy into the room and destroys good chi. So sometimes you know, I love all types of art. I love art that evokes happy emotions, art that is very thought provoking, art that makes you feel like kind of not sad, but you know what I mean, like kind of profound and deep kind of energy. So that's not the kind of one you want in the living room. Vibrant, happy, positive, light-hearted, not super deep or super sad. So that is just a little art um, suggestion from this. Oh, I put it in the wrong pile for the feng shui in the living room for Marianne. AA, my old boss, or AL, sorry, told me about a job in Dubai. Should I pursue it? Okay. I'm actually getting a no on that one. Kevin, does doing double masters looking like it's the most abundant path for me if I choose to do this masters? Okay. I guess a yes on that. Demeany, future spouse, personality, anything that comes up as a hint. Okay, personality of the future spouse. So I get kind of pretty serious, kind of hardworking kind of energy. So it's not to say like that they're not fun or that they can't like joke around, but it seems like the primary kind of energy is very serious and hardworking. So maybe they may need a little bit of help switching off sometimes, but the motivation and hardworking energy is always good. So that's coming through. Yeah, and being kind of like um really good at fixing things, and I don't mean like think it's only things, physical things, but I mean like if a situation occurs, a situation unfolds, it might be a bit negative, or it might be a bit um, I don't know, dangerous or anything, taking control of the issue and kind of resolving it seems like a really strong trait of this person as well. Sarah, what's Richard's current thoughts and feelings towards me? So there's very positive feelings like care and love and kind of attraction and things like that, but there definitely is this kind of energy of feeling a bit over like an overwhelmed kind of energy, a kind of things being a bit too much or something kind of energy, unfortunately. Tamika, will I get the customer service working from home role that I sent my resume to yesterday? Okay. There's a high possibility for this. You seem like one of the preferred candidates, so there's a high possibility for this. AA, how does Ali clearly feel about me? So, yeah, so I would say this romantic energy, I would say this kind of attraction energy, even not solely physical, but feeling pretty attracted, feeling pretty drawn in. Um, yeah, I would say that that kind of energy, like, you know, um, I mean, there is a friendly energy, but there's more than that as well, if that makes sense. Jasmine, I'm still holding on to two time frames that haven't come to pass yet for the ending of his marriage and um sorry, the ending of his marriage. Oh, two possible dates for that timeline. Okay, has this changed out or this null and void now? Okay. No, so I'm actually seeing no change for that yet, which would it could show. So there can be two reasons. So we will have to check on it maybe after next time or in a few times after that, because there can be two reasons for that. So one could be that they're just kind of it's definitely set on the path and it just depends on when. But another one could be it could be because this change of mindset seems pretty recent. It could be so recent that there is actually not a change yet. Like it's so recent that things past that have barely realigned. If that makes sense, they might just be becoming shifting. If that makes sense. So it's definitely something to check again. Wolfie, hello, welcome. Kevin says a love card, please. Oh, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So be mindful in current or very soon to be relationships of people's true intentions. Trying to be mindful of, when people do wear a mask, it slips occasionally. So just try to be very mindful, very um, aware and intuitive around people, especially people who you might be considering intimate connection with. Because although love cards can sometimes link to friends and family as well, do bear that in mind, they're most commonly with the romantic path. So any kind of current connections that are kind of romantic or that seem like they might be going in a romantic direction, just keep a check on that. Just trust your intuition, I would say. Your intuition will try to guide you to when the mask slips. Which is wisdom from Marianne. So we have, oh, so you have autumn. So you have autumn time. So this could be the next kind of big thing that you're trying to manifest, the next kind of big thing that you're trying to bring into your life path. You could be getting confirmation that will unfold, occur, take place in the autumn time, in that period. Because our timeline cards, often when we draw a timeline card, it's usually linked to either the thing you were thinking of when I drew the card, or the kind of next big thing you're trying to achieve or manifest. So you're getting autumn for your time frame. Sarah sees a card of my choice, so you can have Sufi wisdom. Let's do Sufi wisdom for Sarah. Okay, we have willpower. Willpower, improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. So improving your willpower. So this could be if there's something sometimes it can be something we're trying to give up, release. So a negative habit or a negative situation with someone, a negative friend. It could just be about that willpower of staying away, keeping away, kind of thing. But it can also be if we're trying to bring something in as well, like a newer, more positive habit, like getting up at a certain time, or doing more exercise, or eating a bit better, things like that. Also, of course, require willpower. So just having the willpower at the moment is your guidance. Wolfie says, should I text Jags? I'm getting a yes on that, actually. AA says, what does Asha love about me? Yeah, so your kind of very kind, like empathetic kind of energy comes through strongest. So that's not to say there isn't physical attraction or anything like that, but they're just the things that are coming through more strongly is on the personality, kindness, open heartedness kind of energy. Kevin says a Feng Shui card for me. Okay, so let's do bedroom. Let's do a bedroom one for Kevin. There we are. So you have symmetry. Pair items in twos wherever possible. So yeah, so twos. So this is like a common thing of the bedside tables, which is showing here. Well, it's showing drawers, but when we have bedside tables, it can be very positive to have one on either side that match. Or it might be something else like um, I don't know, mirror maybe. Maybe you have quite a big room, a mirror on either side. Um, or a sense of balance, abundance, and a sense of balance, abundance, stability, and protection. Yeah, so particularly having it on the two sides. Artwork in the room as well. Hanging two artwork up on either side of something. Can be very beneficial. Balance is particularly one that rarely comes up with that, but it says abundance, stability, and protection as well. So that's nice. I didn't know that. I did know about the balance on that, but not abundance. So that's good. Feng Shui for Wolfie, of course. Let's do, we'll do hallway for you since we've had living room and bedroom so far. So we'll do hallway. You have cactus. Placing plants with thorns. Okay, plants with thorns. So I suppose it could be, oh, it's bad. It's saying this is a bad one. So cactus, maybe even if you get given roses and you put them in a vase, as well, because of course they have thorns. So it negatively affects the health and money chi. So health and money chi from entering your home. So of course, it's not to say you can't have a cactus anywhere or plant with a thorn like a rose anywhere, but it's the hallway. So the hallway is where we don't want it. So negative effects of health and money chi. Health and money chi. Interesting. I think we can all learn with these cards. Moon magic for Marianne. There's your moon. I'm open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. Amazing. Sarah, has Shaz finished trying to contact Richard or putting spells on us now? Okay. So definitely getting a yes for the spells, but I do feel like there's still very few and far between communications, like attempts at communication. So I would still keep a check on that, even though it seems very, very minimized. But spells are definitely getting a no on that. Moon magic for Wolfie. Moon magic. Oh, your picture's very nice. It's like the what do they call Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. More flow and pleasure. So that's really nice as well. When we work very hard or we're being super busy doing like anything that's work, even if it's not work that you're getting paid for. If you're tidying all the time, like chores and work, you know, we need some pleasure in our life. So you need to go out and do things that you really enjoy as well to balance that and to help the flow. Candyman, hello, hello, I live Russia, go married. I'm so sorry, I didn't really understand it, but hello from the UK, Russia, very nice. We don't have a lot of people from Russia in the community. Um, Leela or Lila, Adrian's feelings towards me, please. So I will just mention, which I actually haven't mentioned all stream, so I do apologise for that. But if you are new, it is best to put your full name and date of birth first, so I can just connect better with your energy. Some of us don't have our real names on YouTube, and we don't have our own pictures, which I understand. I totally understand that. But when you're with a psychic in person, they can pick up on your energy from you being very close. Online, it's a little bit more difficult, so I do like to get full name and date of birth just for the first couple of times I answer for you, but I will still do it. So S. Leela, I will still do it, since I'm sure the chat's pretty far down now. I'll still do it, but it might be a bit more accurate if I can really fully connect with you initially. But let's see what we get. Adrian's feelings towards you, okay? So it seems positive. It does seem positive, but it seems almost like there's uncertainty on what it is, like where it is. Like I get very platonic energy, but it feels like kind of there's uncertainty of maybe how close you are, or if this should be romantic, maybe if that's what you're feeling or thinking. It does kind of feel a little bit like it's positive, but there's some level of uncertainty. There's some level of, so whether that's to the how can I say, how committed the connection is, or how close the connection is, or whether that is about, should it even be anything more than what it is already. There's definitely some level of thinking about it, uncertainty a little bit, but it's not negative, it's positive. Kevin, what are my spirit guides' perspective about my current salary in Capgemini? Do they think it is still good enough for me to move forward with for at least a year? Yes, I do get a yes on that. Okay. Jasmine, why is he fighting me, defending his life? Why is he fighting me, defending his life and relationship? Yeah, so it definitely seems to be kind of, it feels like because of this mindset change, it's almost like there's a bit of guilt of kind of considering you or keeping you there, or kind of, yeah, considering you and keeping you there, I would say there's kind of a guilt around that, which makes it kind of almost like it's okay to lash out at you or be not great to you, which is certainly not. It's his own fault, you know. Marianne, why are cats, especially black and white cats, keep wanting to come into the house? What does this mean? Okay. So actually getting more kind of feline goddess energy coming around you, and it's actually speaking more to your healing kind of abilities. It's almost like an invitation in a sense to do anything kind of. I mean, I would say like spiritual work, magic, you know, meditation, like anything, any kind of path that you'd want to take, but there's a healing element to it. So, for example, um, if you were working more on like spiritual things and manifesting, you could will also be manifesting good health for people, if that makes sense. If you wanted to go more down witchcraft route, you could do healing spells for people, if that makes sense. Not necessarily like you have to do Reiki or you have to be a healer and a, you know, like a nurse or a doctor or something like that, or spiritual healer. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a healer, but when you're working with any kind of manifestation or any practice that you like, you can include healing in that. It kind of seems like that. So feline goddesses as well are really seem to be around you, so you could connect with that kind of level of deity. Tamika, will I get a job in the arts in Italy after I finish my masters in arts management room? What sort of job will it be? Okay. So I'm getting a yes that's highly prominent. I'm not getting exact job, but I'm getting kind of like a yes, yes, you know, like really wants to confirm that it's a yes to you. The ball really wants to confirm that it's a yes. Domini says it Feng Shui. Let's do, let's do dining room. Do we do dining room? Let's do dining room. So we have it's about wallpaper and it's bad. It's bad. So having patterned wallpaper in the dining room is bad. So the negative effects or it splinters good chi, creating bad chi. Okay. So patterned wallpaper in the dining room. So I'm trying to think. My dining room, we don't really have like a actual dining room. It's more like just kind of another room that nobody really uses. So so yeah, but that's for that. Oh, so yeah, do you have if I do a card for you as well, a feng shui card, and you actually, you know, like maybe you do have patterned dining room walls, that'll be interesting. But does it say anything about which? It just said creating bad chi. It didn't say if it was for money or love or anything like that. Sarah. So we see that Shaz got rid of baby, or was it lies? She told Richard's mom and Richard to me to get trap him. Yeah, I feel like it was lies. I do feel like it was lies, and I feel like that's why it never really came through, confirmingly. You know. Kevin says, when do you see me getting a salary increase of up to around 6 to 7 LPA, CTC or more? Um, Sorry, just checking the messages there. Um, okay. So when do you see me, when would you get a salary increase of that or more? Okay. Seems like the beginning of 2027. Esli, is Adrian planning to contact me soon? So I do get a yes, but it doesn't look super soon. I get a yes, but it seems maybe like 3 weeks would be kind of time frame. But planning on it, I would say yes. I would say thinking about it a lot. Maybe not fully planning on when to do it yet, but thinking about it a lot. I feel like a 3 week mark for it at the moment. Hopefully that can come forward a little bit for you. Damini, don't forget to like the stream and hit the notification bell. Yeah, thank you so much. So I do really appreciate 21 likes, but yeah, any extra would be great. And yeah, if hit the notification bell, but especially if you are someone who already has it ticked and you realize you're not really getting notifications a lot lately from me, untick it and tick it again, because we had some glitch and I was doing streams and people were just totally missing them because they weren't being notified. So yeah, good point, because I really should have brought that up as well. Kevin, is there more abundant path for me than working in Capgemini for 1 to 2 years? So I would say yes, but it seems kind of similar. It seems kind of like it's not too much of a difference. So you could stay or leave, um, and it might just be a little bit of an increase. Maya, hello. I'm very well. I hope you are well. Wolfie says, "Do you see me opting for higher studies in the near future?" Yes, I do. Maya, which intentions has Samuel got for you? Okay. So I'm not really seeing anything. It does seem like you're out of mind a lot lately. Marianne, I've seen a black shadow male entity in the house opposite. Should I tell the owner or anyone else? So I'm guessing a no on that for the moment. For the moment. But yeah, if you see something else, it might be time to reevaluate that. Maya says a witch's wisdom. So you get Book of Shadows, secret. So it could be that you have a secret and you need to kind of, how can I say, find the right person to tell that to, the right person to confide in to help you, or maybe help. Yeah, if it's a healing journey kind of process, maybe there is someone to tell, and that will help in some way. But most of the time with this card, it's about a secret coming to light. So something that's been hidden from you. So it could be someone who's has feelings for you and they've kept that secret and they're going to tell you, or it could be something bad, and it's going to come to light. Hopefully it's not something bad, but it can be, so we just have to say that. Marianne says Druid's wisdom, of course. There's your picture. It says ritual embrace. Embrace me in ceremony as the morning fog moves in slow. The sadness will dissipate on the shores of Clondudno. Oh, okay. And it says carry obsidian for grounding and release. So if you do want to work with a new crystal lately, obsidian seems to be the one calling to you. And an angel card for Kevin. Oh, I don't think we have angel today. We don't have angel. Let me see if I can grab them. I think they are just over here. Yes. Have our angel cards. So grab an angel card for Kevin. Breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. And we can even set that intention. It is quite good if you do like to do breathing exercises, or you do like to focus on your breath in meditation, focusing on what you want to bring in as you inhale and what you want to release as you exhale is a very simple and kind of yeah, it's quite a simple way to do some kind of release and manifest kind of work. Maya says blue wisdom. There you are. Self-creation. Be the author of your own life. So speaking to your creative abilities. So it could be actual creative abilities like making things or offering a service with your creative skills and talents, but it can also be your creative abilities in terms of your ability to manifest things for your own life, you know? Sarah, does Richard's mum and sister still think we're in a relationship? Guess a no on that one. Jasmine, what are my guides suggesting I do now that he verbalizes these things to me? Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a being. I definitely feel like there's not guidance to like quickly shift, quickly change, quickly do something brand new at the moment. So I would say almost like a waiting period for a moment whilst what the current things that have happened, like this current shift in mindset and everything, does maybe settle a little bit or something like that, because it feels a little bit like you're not being guided to kind of react, if that makes sense. Like you're not being guided to really suddenly completely mix things up and completely change things just right now. So kind of a breathing period, if you will, taking a breather for a moment, and maybe assessing things. You know, maybe thinking about what you want and how you feel about this, about the current situation. If you do feel like you know maybe your mind shifting to a different direction with the same as his, you know. So taking a bit of note, taking a bit of a breather for the moment. And it can also be because he does have this energy to um as he's only currently shifted his mindset to kind of jolt back, if that makes sense. So I feel like it's a bit of a breathing period at the moment, perhaps for like a couple of weeks, you know. Maya says Akashic. Oh, you got the lightning bolt. So the lightning bolt looks very scary, and in a way, it is. You know, because it's about something really huge outside of your own self and abilities taking place. So it's a change that you can't really help because you. It's not something that you do. Like it's not you're making a change. Or it's not something that you're in control of. So it's a change that you're not in control of that happens on your life path. Sometimes it can be bad, sometimes it can be good, but it's usually quite intense, it's usually quite big. At the very least, it's something you can't control. But in the end, whether it's good or bad, that doesn't matter, or it doesn't rarely matter to the outcome because it's going to be for the best in the end. So even if it's really bad, when this change, when this big mix up kind of change occurs, um, when you when you're the path it shifts you onto, when you're a bit further down the line and you look back, you're going to be grateful for this event, even if it was bad, because you're going to see how this event shifted your life path to where it's going now, which is more positive. So if something scary happens, if there's a big change, if there's something you can't control in the coming weeks, don't worry because it's going to work out for the best in the end. You might even begin to see 555 angel number around this event. That was for Maya. Kevin says, "How will I be able to recognize my future spouse if I am able to see or meet them next year? How will I be able to recognize my future spouse if you meet them next year?" Okay. So the things that are coming through is this long hair, glasses, and a very soft spoken kind of voice, you know, like a very kind of maybe quiet, and not necessarily quiet like doesn't say a lot, but quiet in the actual voice, like maybe a very calming voice, you know. Moon magic for Maya. I seek balance and grounding. Balance and grounding. And yeah, when we're in high energies a lot, if you're someone who is very spiritual, you're working in these chakras up here a lot, you do need to focus on your root. You do need to focus on grounding a little bit, just to keep your system in balance, you know? You don't want to be too up in the clouds too much of the time, because then you're losing out on your more physical, material things, you know? Sarah, baby Richard is 18 months old now. Do you see any of Richard's family bothering to meet him? So I get a no on bothering, because it seems like how what would happen is through Richard. So if anyone he takes them to, takes him to. I mean, sorry. Marianne says Akashic. Oh, you got the Queen of Roses. So the Queen of Roses is very positive for the home, living situation, and romance. So she can be someone who's um, about to move into a new home, looking for a new home, just moved into a new home, redecorating the home. It can even be if someone is moving in or out of the home, but in a way that benefits you. So someone who you're not super, in love with moving out, or someone who you do really love moving in. So changes in the home that are very positive in this card, but we can't ignore that she's the Queen of Roses, and roses are widely known as a symbol for love. She also has a lot of balance and positivity in her love life as well. So in her root chakra, but mostly linked to home, in her heart chakra, but mostly linked to the romantic partnership. So that's nice. Druid wisdom for Maya. Lead the way. Rejoice and run to where the old gods dwell, to the edge of Wales, if it makes you happy and well. Carry green garnet for prosperity and gratitude, and make an offering to the green man, the pagan god of nature and the cycle of life. Ooh, very nice. The green man. Tamika says, does Simon still love me? I guess a yes on that one, actually. Maya says, is shadow healing? Yes, of course. Shadow healing. Shock. Being alarmed at what is happening is a healthy response for your own self-preservation. You need to stay alert and watch for further signs so that you can protect yourself. Yeah. And that is the thing, like some of our negative emotions, if they weren't there, what would we do? If there weren't things, if we didn't get angry at things as well, then how would we know what was wrong? Shahat says, hello, how are you? I'm very well, I hope you are well. Nice to see you. Shadow healing for Sarah as well. Oh, Wolfie gave a super chat and I didn't see it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll do that in a moment. So Wolfie, we'll do a few cards for Wolfie since I did not. That one didn't pop up. They usually pop up. So Feng Shui card. So we'll do another hallway and we'll do a living room. So we'll do hallway and living room for Wolfie. So we have hallway. Bad one. A bad one for the hallway. Wind chimes. Who would have thought? Wind chimes. Placing wind chimes near the front door is bad. Negatively affects positive chi entering your home. That's interesting. I wonder what it says about wind chimes at the back door, the back garden then, because I think wind chimes in the wind, of course, outdoors when you're walking somewhere or whatever it might be, they just sound so lovely. So hopefully they're okay in the back garden. I'm a huge proponent of Feng Shui, but I don't know everything about it. So this is going to be great for me learning as well. But wind chimes near the front door, bad. Bad for positive chi. So we learned something there. Let's do living room for Wolfie as well. Living room. So a bad one. Plants, having pointy and spiky plants, again, we did see this in the hallway. Negative effects, brings bad luck and creates a tense and warlike atmosphere. So in the living room, we don't want the spiky plants either because they're bringing a tense and warlike atmosphere. So perhaps perhaps there will be a room that's good for cactus, but not the hallway or the living room. I'm also going to do a bathroom one. We didn't do bathroom yet, so let's do bathroom for Wolfie as well. And this is one I do know. So toilet seat, keeping the toilet seat down. Benefits stops good chi from going down the drains. And a lot of people as well, they say that having the toilet seat open is a symbol of just throwing money down the toilet. You know that phrase, throwing money down the toilet. Um, so you want to close it as much as possible because you're preventing, according to this, good chi, you're preventing good chi from going down it, and according to some people, you're stopping your abundance from going down the toilet. So that's probably a good one for all of us to think about, since we all really want abundance. We'll do angel for Wolfie as well. We have nurture, Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So working with children in any way, it doesn't have to be your own child. You know, it could be children of friends, family. If you are in a position where you work with children, perhaps. But yeah, nurturing children and your own inner child. Shahat says, what does my boyfriend's dad think of me after our trip together? Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a positive energy. There's kind of an energy of feeling like you're, I don't know if it's like sensible is maybe the right word. That you're yeah, like kind of positive. I definitely would say nothing bad. I do feel kind of like maybe a sensible or good person or responsible person, something like that, kind of comes through. Feng Shui for Maya. Let's do kitchen. We haven't done kitchen yet either, actually. There we are. So we have saucepans. Hanging saucepans overhead. So if you're hanging them up, and then a position to be kind of above your head, invites bad chi and causes anxiety in the space. Anxiety. We don't want anxiety in our kitchen. We don't want anxiety anywhere. So yeah, not hanging our saucepans up. Feng Shui for Shahat. Let's do living room. We'll do another living room. There we are. We have sofa placement. Placing a sofa under a window is bad. So negative effects are chi energy entering through the windows can make you feel restless and vulnerable. Yeah, so you don't want it behind you whilst you're sat on the sofa because you don't want all that more not up, but like, yeah, upbeat energy. You know, you want relaxed, calm, like you want very minimal energy around you while you're trying to relax on your sofa in the evening. You know, maybe you're watching your show and things like that. You don't want to be restless. So yeah, thinking about sofa placements as well, with windows and doors and all of these things. Tamika, will I move in with my future husband in 2026 or 2027? So I'm actually getting more of a confirmation of planning it in 2027. So it's like you're speaking about it, maybe you're kind of throwing that around as an idea. Marianne, Archangel Metatron, and Michael are around me. Is there a third energy, third Archangel around me as well? Okay. Archangel Zadkiel is coming up straight away there. Shahat, what does V's mum think of me? Seems to be a little bit more of a harsher energy. Like, not like it's negative towards you or anything like that, but it seems more like there's just a bit more of a there's a bit more of a judgmental energy, almost like um, picking you apart a little bit more and keeping a close that kind of eye on you a little bit more. So it doesn't feel like it's more negative towards you, but it feels like it's more um, concerned. There's more of a concern, like really wanting to keep a close eye. Like it doesn't seem like there's any negativity about you specifically, but wanting to keep quite a close eye seems a little bit more on the mother's side. Jasmine, was the video titled "Wow"? So this is why they deny the connection, meant for me to see about what's going on with him. I do get a yes on that. Kevin, Howard Masters in AI and ML from Liverpool University through upgrads be for me. It's a completely online master's degree course. Okay. Yeah, I get highly positive energy with that one. Very highly positive. Maya says my ex Samuel will do a love spell to me soon. No, I actually get a no on that. Wolfie, I'm so sorry about the super chat. Please let me know any any other cards you would like. I don't know why that didn't pop up. We had one from Sid, we had one from a new person, and they both popped up. So I don't know what went on with that. Max, hello and welcome. It's been a while. What Max P? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I don't have any question. Just feel your aura and feel very happy. Amazing. Oh, love, light and blessings to you, and thank you for liking. Tamika, will my future husband be living in Rome when I meet him, or somewhere else in Italy or another part of Europe? Yeah, so I'm getting confirmation it would definitely be Italy, but I'm not getting confirmation exactly if it would be Rome. Kevin sees moon magic. I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I do not want. This is a very good mindset that I do feel we need to have, because we need to feel like we not only do we attract what we want, which is a very common manifestation kind of phrase, I attract what I want, abundance comes to me, love comes to me, but also about repelling what we don't want, people who bring me down, people who drain me, situations that negatively impact me. I repel them from me, So yeah, I think it's good to be reminded like that sometimes. Shahat, how did Dolly feel after hanging out with me? What are her thoughts about me? Okay. Yeah, I feel this is very positive. I feel there's definitely a kind of a bit of a connection, a bit of a spark, if you will. I definitely do feel that. And I do feel a little bit like this kind of there's inspiration energy in some way. So whether that's feeling inspired by something you've said, or can be something small sometimes, like, oh, you dress in a certain way and I really like that, or you do your makeup in a certain way and I really like that. But it just seems like there's a little bit of being inspired in some way, or taking, feeling very like yeah, inspired by you in some way. Maya, um, is my ex boss Johan B still spying on my GitHub account? Okay, get a no on that. Sufi Wisdom for Marianne. Oh, we have another super chat that I didn't see again. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, so Icy Felix says my friend is a gambling addict. Is he possessed? It's better to, like I said, if you're new, full name and date of birth is better for me to answer the questions. But I will do it, I will try it, and we'll see. Um, when people are addicts, it's very, very common. They can get attachments and become addicts as the attachment kind of drains them a little bit, and kind of skews their, I don't know, like decision making. What do they call it? Um, you know what I mean, like the inhibitions, should we say? That's the word. But it's much more common that someone does it a few times without having an attachment, and then they get it from the addiction kind of forming. So let's check. Let's check for this. So I see Felix. My friend is a gambling addict. Is he possessed? Okay. Yeah, it feels like there's definitely an attachment. It does feel like there is an attachment, so I'm sorry to say that. And I'm sorry about the super chat. Look, they usually pop up and I can click on them, but it just didn't pop up. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Marianne, Dawn of Love. Love is rising on the horizon of your life. More love to you. So don't forget, this can be romantic love, but can be friends, family, and things like that as well. Even love for yourself. If people are particularly low in self love, can be an increase in that as well. Um, Aisha, hello and welcome. So the readings are free. You ask your questions, like specific questions, basically. Maya, how could I win against the evil cousin of my dad, Antonia? She has been sabotaging our family too many years, talking shit of us to my grandpa. I never know what I should be saying here or not. So try not to read those words. But yes, so how could I win against the evil cousin of my dad? She's been sabotaging our family too many years. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely one where also, like the friend having the attachment with gambling, this is one where a cleanser would really benefit from being used, because a lot of the time when people act in ways where they're sabotaging other people or they're sabotaging themselves, it is usually something like really dense energy, really imbalanced system, attachments, whether they're small kind of parasitic attachments, whether they're no matter what type of entity or being or whatever it might be, attachments, negative energy, completely imbalanced systems do. This is what needs clearing in order for people to heal, basically. So when you clear that, when you fully clear that and release that, people do start to either become their normal selves again, or depending how long they've had it, they might really change. If they've had it for a long time and that seems like their normal self, you might be surprised with the change that they go through. Lifestyle blog, hello and welcome. Tom Brady 12, hello and welcome. So guys, it's Sheriff Rada or Rada. Hello and welcome. So it's specific questions for the crystal ball, and you can choose cards as well. So we have Witch's Wisdom, Sufi Wisdom, Akashic, Love and Angel, and we have Feng Shui as well. So you can choose from the cards or ask specific questions for the crystal ball. Kevin, is doing online masters align with my most abundant path for me, or is it doing physical masters from India or abroad? So in general, between physical and online, physical is coming through as most abundant, but I would say that each opportunity is different. So there could be one online place that's super vibrant, super abundant, but for the majority, I would say physical. In general, physical is more abundant. Um, Tom says ginger means extra pink. Thank you. Thanks. Moon magic for Shahat. Moon magic. There we are. I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. So having an open mind, being open to other people's beliefs and opinions, and taking the higher road, maybe, if there's any conflicts or arguments that break out as well. Jasmine, thank you, just moderating that in the chat. I appreciate that. And Kevin as well, thank you. Jasmine, I'm hearing the song by Cam, Nobody. Why have I kept hearing that song over and over the past few days? Okay. Yeah, there seems to be some relation to the shift in Phil. So yeah, maybe if the I mean, I don't know how well you know the song, but if you can think of any lyrics that seem to kind of resonate with his current energies, or maybe look at the lyrics if you don't know them all off by heart, you might find the line that's trying to speak to you, or the few lines. 24 likes. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I think it's been a while since we got over 20, so I greatly appreciate that. And it looks like we're still on. So I honestly thought that we would be off like 30 minutes ago. But he must be maybe um, taking his time if there's traffic, or maybe heading to the shop before coming. I'm not sure. But I don't have any messages, so we will carry on. Maya says, my ex Samuel wants to be my friend. Okay. You get a no on that, actually. Tamika says my psychic gift is returning after stopping due to medication. Will my skills get stronger, or this is how strong they will be? Well, I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. I know that we need medication for some things sometimes, but it is always bad when they have a negative impact for our mental health or our spiritual health, you know? So that's great to read, but let's see if they will be stronger or if this is how they will be. Actually seems like they can get stronger, so that's great. Marianne, I found a blue string tied around my shoe. Is this connected to someone doing a spell on me or something else? Okay. It actually seems to be linked to your Fae guide, so that's kind of a better news, I would say. Maya, the recruiter of souls who interviewed me last week notices that she has too hard notices that she was too hard on me and too picky. Okay, just notice that. I guess a no on that, actually. Kevin, are my future spouse and twin flame two different people? If so, any physical description of my future spouse? Yeah, it does feel like that they are different people. It does feel like they are different people. One thing I am getting with the future spouse, there seems to be um like a lightening of the hair, like dyeing the hair lighter. And I'm getting that, which is just seems to be the thing that comes through first. I don't know why. Brown eyes. I'm getting brown eyes. I would say kind of a roundish face, but kind of pointy chin. Like a roundish, like small kind of face with a pointy chin, almost a little bit Faye-esque. Very nice. Pretty slim, pretty slim. Not too tall, not too tall, but pretty slim. That's what's coming through. Shahat, why H didn't come to celebrate Raki? Sorry if I have it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I don't like to pronounce things wrong. I apologise. But why H didn't come to celebrate? Okay. Seems to be prioritizing somebody else who they spent time with. So there seems to be prioritizing that person. Pooja says hello. How are you? I'm very well. I hope you are well. And thoughts and feelings for you. Okay. seems to be an up and down. There seems to be an up and down because there's definitely been a lot of pulling away lately, but there seems to be a up and down, and where there's pulling away and then there's thinking about you in a romantic way, and then there's pulling away and then there's thinking about you in a romantic way. So that's interesting. Shahad says, why does he keep texting me now? When he had his chance, he didn't treat me right, and now he is obsessed with me. Okay. Yeah, sometimes this does happen. I know people say that like everybody's like this. I don't believe that everybody is like this, but I do believe that there is people that are, where they it's kind of that like treat them mean, keep them keen saying, how that saying goes. I don't believe it's true for everybody, but I do believe that with some people, if you're being too nice to them or you're showing too much interest, they just see you as an option, and maybe, but it almost kind of puts them off in a sense, even though it shouldn't, because you're being nice. But when they feel like someone doesn't want them, or they feel like someone's kind of over them, that's when it's, or even a little bit horrible to them, that's when it's kind of like, oh, I have to impress this person, I have to make this person want me again, kind of energy, so yeah, I don't believe that everybody is like that, but there are people that are like that, and it does seem like he is like that, so that's interesting. But there also is energy of genuinely seeing a missed opportunity, and I think that is the case a lot of the time as well, where you know when they do feel like someone is kind of there in the sidelines, if they want them, when they no longer feel they are, they suddenly think, I should have grabbed that opportunity when I had it, but they didn't. So yeah, so unfortunately, guys, I do have to go now. I have been on for about almost 40 minutes longer than I said, or than I thought. So that's good at least. But hoi, I. Hello from London. Oh, hello. Hello, welcome, and thank you. I really like the hat, so I appreciate that compliment. So I'm just going to scroll down. If there's anybody that's brand new in, I may answer that question. Mazzy, does Andy still want a serious relationship with me? I feel he is hurt by me. Did I lose my chance with him? Okay. It doesn't feel like the chance is completely lost, but the chance is very small. It's very, very low prominence. I would say maybe 20%, maybe 25. So it is a very low chance, unfortunately, but there is something there. And even the lesser prominent paths we can take. Durala, will TL be reaching out to me in August? It is possible. There's a possibility of that. I would say it's slightly over 50, so there is a possibility, slightly over 50%. Sorry, it's a possibility. Jessica, hello and welcome. Blessings to you. Dopey, hello and welcome. Oh, Dopey says you're a nut job. Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people think that. Last LV boss. I don't know, no question there. Just a nose emoji for some reason. Let's see. Wolfie, would Jag start to give me more priority than my colleague if I give a text? Okay. I guess a no on that, actually, I'm sorry to say. And you're welcome, Wolfie, as well. I'm so sorry to both of you about the super chats. Sometimes they pop up and you can click on them, and then other times they're just in the chat and you have to scroll to get to them without knowing they're there. Karen, hello and welcome. Eslila, thank you very, very much for that full name and date of birth. Lovely name, by the way. Lovely name. So yes, hopefully we can connect a little easier next time. And you're very welcome to people saying thank you. Oh, John! John is here and I didn't get to John. And towards the Tara's here as well. Ah, we'll do one question of Jan and one card for Toward the Tarot. So let's do uh, Sufi Wisdom for Toward the Tarot, Beyond the Ego. So you have surrender to the flow of life. So when we get surrender to the flow, it can be a shift between that. I always say, like, sometimes we're pushing against the tide, we're trying to manifest, we're trying to achieve, you know, we're doing our own things, taking a lot of action, or putting a lot of energy into manifestation. And then we have that time when we should sit back and relax a little bit, go with the flow a bit more, surrender, like this card says, and let those energies that we've built up settle, or let the universe take us to where it kind of wants to guide us based on what we've wanted, you know? It's that kind of shift and flow between really pushing against the tide and then sitting back and letting the tide carry you, you know? So you're getting sit back and let the tide carry you a little bit at the moment. That was for Toward the Tarot. And Jan, let's do a question for Jan since I didn't get to you. Jan, did Caitlin lie to me last night about him going to sleep early, okay? I do get a yes on that, unfortunately. I'm really sorry to say. Olivia, hello and welcome. Will I be working and how much time would it be coming month? Oh, okay, so which month you will be working? Okay, yes, we'll do month, okay? I'm getting October come through for you, Olivia. And hello and welcome. Wilfred, hello and welcome. Mark, hello and welcome. Am I moving with CC this month or September? September looks more prominent. September does look more prominent. Ika, hello and welcome, or Eka, I'm not sure how I say that. Angela, hello and welcome. I can pull you a card just before I go. Let's do, for Angela, let's do a love card. Let's do love for Angela. Here we go. You have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So yeah, explore those feelings. Do the things you're guided to take, the actions, the words you're guided to take. And I know that you're worth it and everything like that as well. It's just, sorry, Sufi Wisdom for Angela as well. You have slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. So you might need a bit of time, and sometimes we work really hard for things that we want as well, like a car or a home, and then we think, I haven't really taken much time to drive around to nice places or to spend time in my newly decorated home. So taking that time as well. Thank you, Jasmine, for moderating. I'm very well. Ika or Eka, I hope you are well too. Really going to have to jump off. I didn't realise how far down the chat was. Fernando, hello. Chelsea Daly. Will I get work from home job soon? Let me check that. Focus on your full name and date of birth there. Yes, within the next month to month and a half, it's coming up as. Rock Artist, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. It's really nice to see you. Miss Venus! Miss Venus just saying hi for today. Hopefully I can catch you tomorrow. Yes. So it should be later tomorrow, guys. There will be a stream tomorrow, but it will be later. It won't be as early as this. Carolyn, hello, welcome. I hope you are well. Gabriel says that British accent makes everything sound so much smarter. Yeah, I can just say the dumbest things, but I sound smart. Not true. I never sound smart. Everybody knows how dozy I am. I can't hide it with the accent. I really can't. Okay, let's see. So sorry, guys. So yeah, it's been amazing to connect with you. And like I said, it will be jumping on tomorrow, but it will be a bit later than this today. I'm so glad I got more time. I'm so glad I got more time, but sorry that it wasn't enough time to get to everybody. And a shout out to Icy, who sent 2 super chats today and is new. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Sid as well. for the super chat, and Wolfie as well. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to the members as well, as we do have new members. Carolyn is one I think I forgot to shout you out last time as a new member, and I'm really grateful for that. And thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. You feel radiant. I can't see you, but you feel radiant. So yes, really hope to catch you guys more and more. Like I said, tomorrow was going to be pretty late. The next day is probably going to be pretty late. But I will be doing more of these earlier ones whenever I do get the time. So if this is a better time for you, I hope to see you very soon. And love, light, and blessings to each of you. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Stay blessed.